Bear with me. I had the idea that I would shoot outside, well, because I can, but it didn't occur to me how noisy it was outside until I got outside. Luckily, the garbage truck has already passed, so I don't think we'll have to sit through that again. So I'm making this video or this YouTube video to expand on a blog I wrote yesterday about, and a joke I made yesterday about how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is the same way you eat anything else, one bite at a time. So, and by the way, that vlog or that blog is on my website. Shameless plug on my website there. So I have been faced with some rather large tasks in my life. And I remember when I was faced with those tasks, thinking about how am I going to get them done? How am I ever going to accomplish this? You know, how is this doable? And it occurred to me that, I finally had the epiphany one day that, you know, you have to do it one step at a time, no matter what. Like, even if there's 100 steps in doing it, you still can only do the next step. And I'll be honest, sometimes I think you don't know all the steps. And I think that's often what keeps people from taking on the project or trying to accomplish it or whatever, is they don't know the next step. But it occurred to me one day when I was because I was thinking about this big thing I had to do, and I was getting overwhelmed because I thought about this, you know, immediately, like a dozen steps popped into my head, and I thought, oh my God, I can't get all those done. I don't know when I'm going to get those done. But it occurred to me, I thought to myself, okay, just do one thing today. Just whatever it is, just do one thing today. And I did. And I felt a sense of accomplishment, and I thought, okay, that worked well. So I'll just do the one thing tomorrow. And sure enough, I did. And they were small things at first. But little by little, they piled up. And I think it was something like over a week, it occurred to me that I had done like 7 steps in accomplishing this task. And in no time at all, things were getting done. And they didn't seem so big. They were just one little thing I had to do today. And at first, they were just broad things like making my life better. And I'll be honest, I didn't really know what it took to make my life better. I just knew it needed to be better. So I would think of something like, all right, I'll go to the gym today. And that was my one thing I did that day. I went to the gym and I thought, okay, that's good. My life got a little better. And then I thought, okay, I'll read a book. Well, even that, I wouldn't read a book. I would find a book and I would read like a paragraph or a couple pages or whatever. And I thought, okay, I've read a book today. Or if there was a subject like photography I was interested in, I would look up one thing online about how to do photography. And next thing I know, these things were starting to add up. Next thing I know, I'd been to the gym 4 or 5 days in a row. I had finished half a book. I knew 6 more things about photography. And they never overwhelmed me. It was these little things, little by little. And there was no expressed big goal anymore that I think kind of freaked me out at first. I didn't have to read a whole book. I didn't have to lose 30 pounds. I didn't have to quit my job. You know, there were just these little steps I did. So I started to ask myself, what's the one thing you're going to do today? And I started to do that thing. It was to the point when I first started to do it, I actually set an alarm on my phone about 8 o'clock at night. And what's your one thing today? Or what did you do your one thing today? And if it went off and I hadn't done anything, I would stop right then and do something. And I mean, like I said, something simple. Like if you haven't been to the gym, do 20 push-ups or read a book or whatever. Google something. Just make your life better. And little by little, it became a habit. And now I'm happy to say the other thing that's I've really enjoyed is now those things that were the little things became a habit. I always go to the gym now. I'm always Googling something. And now my one thing has had to step up because I didn't allow myself to keep using the one thing. Like if it were 20 push-ups, I couldn't just do 20 push-ups every day. I had to do something different. And they've added up. And people that have worked with me or for me, whatever the right word there is, I would ask them all the time, what's your one thing today? Whatever it was, and if it was job related, what's your one thing today? And they would, you know, it can't be something you're supposed to do or something you have to do. It has to be something beyond that. Because that's the other thing too. If you want things to be better, you have to go beyond what's expected. You have to do more than you've been doing. I forget exactly how it goes, but if you want the same results, or if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. So like for instance, when they worked for me or with me, again, whatever the right title there is, I'd ask them every day, what's your one thing today? What did you do different? What did you do? And if they didn't say anything, I would, one, try to say it early enough that I had time. And if not, I'd tell them, well, I'm going to ask you again tomorrow. So little by little, they understood that I was expecting one thing. Little, I don't care how small it was, just one thing from themselves or from them. I especially do this with people that that ask me my advice, because contrary to my some of my trials that I face in life, people seem to keep asking me for advice. So if they come to me and they say, you know, because like for instance, I've lost 60 pounds, and the people all the time ask me, how'd you lose weight? And you know, I tell them, I won't even tell them how I did it. I would just tell them that one bite at a time, one thing at a time, doing one thing a day is how I lost my weight. And they would say, well, I don't know what it is. And I would tell them, well, find something, anything, Google it. You know, I'd give them the same speech, and they would. So I'd ask them, what's your one thing today? And if they couldn't tell me, I would tell, you know, it's a little harsh, but it's true, that if you can't bring yourself to do one thing, you really don't want to get better, or you really don't want to make a change, or you really don't, you aren't trying to accomplish it. And the one thing you'll find out is that your one thing will lead to one more thing. Like I found out one of my challenges, and I think a lot of people's challenges are, I had no idea how to fix some of the challenges or do some of the things that were facing me. I didn't know what right looked like. So I would pick that one thing that I knew what it was, and I would Google it or read it or do it. And then I would find somewhere in that process, I would learn the next step, or I would learn the next thing, and I'd figure out what to do next. And then I would do that, and then I would do that. So little by little, I kind of built on my knowledge, and I kind of built on what the next step was. And if I didn't know at first what all the steps were, I suddenly knew the path now, and I was leading myself down the path. So yeah, so a lot of times doing your one thing will lead to your next one thing. So if you don't know what it is, if you have no idea how to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, like say for instance losing weight, just do one thing. Google how to lose weight and read it, and pick up one little thing in there and then do it again. Or the next day Google how to lose weight again, and as long as it's something new, you did your one thing today. The other thing too is be easy on yourself. If it's little, so what? If you happen to miss a day, so what? You know, that's why I try to do it every day, because I'll be honest, there are days I don't want to, or I didn't. I almost said I can't. You can always do it. So you don't do it, and that's okay. You know, even if you did, like say in a year, you did 300 things to make your life better, that's still a lot better than most people. So you could miss 2 months of it and still be good. So try to do it every day. Be easy on yourself, but for God's sake, take one bite every day. I'm doing this video a little different. I am going to stop and edit it some, and I have no idea what it's going to look like. I have no idea what the noise is going to be like. And again, this is my one thing a day. I didn't have any idea how to set up a YouTube channel, record video, and all that. So every day I'm doing something. Today we're taking it outside. I've got a new rig set up. We're going to see what the sound's like. And today my one thing is going to be trying to edit it and trying to do some things like that. So we'll see. But I'm a big believer in, if you're going to give advice, you need to take it. So you guys are on my, well, I say you guys, there's like 2 people looking. But this is, there's a school bus, sorry. So this is my one thing. I'm taking my own advice. I'm doing one thing every day. It helps that right now I don't have a job and I'm looking for one. So if anybody knows of any cool new endeavors, please hook me up. But I have a little bit more time on my hand. But I'm using this time to my advantage. I could be sitting around and I could be doing other things, but I am learning new skills. I am doing new things. I am doing one thing a day. So anyway, I know I rambled on. That's the other part of my project, is I want to get better at doing this. So hopefully it's not too brutal. And for the 2 or 3 people that are watching, thank you. And I promise you this will get better.